Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the FTRL channel, and welcome to the debut of our brand new Nations Cup League. So, for those of you who are familiar with Gran Turismo, the Nations Cup will mean something. For those of you who are new to Gran Turismo, or who don't play Gran Turismo, this will be a little bit alien to you, but I'll do my best to explain everything that's going on for the next 8 weeks for the Nations Cup. And we'll start with going, what is the Nations Cup? Well, for those who play Gran Turismo will know that there is an FIA-sanctioned bi-weekly event called the Nations Cup, where drivers from all over the continents and all over the world, in fact, represent their home country in terms of gathering points, working towards, hopefully going towards the Gran Turismo World Finals. The cars allotted are any and everything between the N100 category, which are road cars, all the way up to the Group 1 and Group X prototypes and hybrid cars, and any and everything in between. Now, FTRL is a broad community, and we have drivers from all over the continent. We've got guys from Denmark, from Finland, from Germany, France, Belgium, the Netherlands, Ireland, all representing themselves in FTRL, but primarily the league is British contingents. So in terms of representing the home countries, that wouldn't quite work. So what we have done with the FTRL Nations Cup is put a slight twist on it. So the drivers, rather than representing their home nations, will be representing nations of manufacturers. So we have 6 nations available to be represented based on the number of manufacturers in the game. Those being Japan, Italy, France, Germany, the United Kingdom and the United States. Now, because obviously the lobbies only allow 16 drivers maximum, and myself being here in commentary means there's only 15 available for driving, we're going to have 5 nations represented with teams of 3 drivers. So one nation is missing out, and in this season that will be Italy. But we have got Japan, Great Britain, USA, Germany and France being represented this season. Cars now starting to head out on their way for qualifying, and so you'll notice as we come down the cars in a second, there's a few more bits to explain. There's quite a lot to explain with all this, so it's a little bit tricky, so do bear with me. Firstly then, this season, or this calendar, is going to be 8 races long. There's going to be 1 race per evening, not like the 2, like those who follow our GT1 and GT2 categories. And the races will be around about 50 minutes with the 12-minute qualifying to lead off. There's no tyre restrictions on this. The drivers are free to use whichever tyres they like. However, there are some stipulations. So each nation has 3 Group 4 cars, three cars to run over the course of the season. And there will also be one-off races for the Red Bull Junior 2014 X car, and one for the Toyota and Honda Super Formula SF19 cars. Like I said, we've got 8 races, so there are 3 races for the Group 4 cars, tonight being the first one of those. There's also 3 races for the Group 3 cars. Now, each nation has 3 cars in each category, and they can use those cars only once. So making sure that you've got the right car for the right track is key important. Obviously you need to maximise performance on track to make sure you've got the right car. It's going to get you the best points for the week. So, quick rundown, as you can see now. First lineups are underway. So, as we said, we've got 5 nations, 8 races. However, each nation will have a home race. So there will be 1 race in Germany, 1 race at an Italian track, 1 at a Great British track, 1 at an American track, and 1 at the French track. Now, at the home event, each nation will be scoring double points. So it's very key to the teams that they make sure they have their best car available for their home race. This week is Sardegna, which is one of the original circuits on the game. This is an Italian circuit, so there's not a double points this week, but we will be visiting circuits throughout the season, and each team will be getting double points for those. So it is highly important that you do well at your home race. Let's give a quick rundown of the cars. So, first off the bat, we've got Team Germany, who are running their Mercedes SLS this week. The driver here, CJ Slicks. Front runners in GT1. Set first flying lap time. He is chased over the line by the reigning GT1 champion, T. Smith. He's representing France. This week they are running their Citroën Vision car. Got Ross there, Megatron the Chat. So Team France currently occupying Team P1 and 2. In the grey we've got the Corvette representing the United States. And Pagani, the lead driver, currently in P4. So Team France currently 1st, 2nd and 5th. Acquitting himself very well in the early runnings here. Zom there in the Mercedes, currently sitting in P6. Got Great Britain there in their Jaguars this week. So as you can see, each nation has a personalised livery. So all 3 cars will look the same. The only difference will be you've got the driver's name on each door and their separate numbers. So they were on board with Ron Olsen. A little difficult to see at speed there, but trust me, it is on there. And these are all thanks to the very much hard work of Mr. FTRL Junkie Sport himself. He spent the last few weeks coming up with the liveries for all 6 nations and then putting them onto each of the cars. So a lot of time and effort has been spent getting these cars to look the business, and I think we can all agree these cars look absolutely amazing. Thank you very much for joining us. Just clarifying out, the drivers aren't representing the home nations, they're representing the nations of the manufacturers they are driving. So Rom, car behind in their switchback, and Flying Fro, the 3 Japanese manufacturers. And they will be representing Japan with Japanese manufacturers. So they've got Mitsubishi this week, also got Lexus, they've got Toyota. So any manufacturer from within the country that they're representing. That's who they are representing. Then so quick run down the order. Thomas D. Smith, GC1 champion, leads the way in the Citroën for Team France. From sat in P2 in the Lancer, and Aaron making it 3 nations in the top 3. This is one of his favourite circuits, so do expect a strong showing from the GB man. The blue United Kingdom car. Team America down in P7 at the moment. Not a circuit that particularly favours the Corvette. Pagani dragging it up to P7. Down the order a little bit. So Felicia just popped himself up into P2. So Team GB on the charge. Very busy on track at the moment. They're continuing to lead the way. And so Felicia's managed to slot himself in the gap just ahead of Flying Fro. Megatron the Chat. Quite appropriate, he's probably ready for Team France. Technically, Harry, yes, it's constructors' consult. But the constructors are different each week, so they're not always going to be Citroën. So France, for example, they've got Bugatti, they've got Peugeot, they've got Renault cars as well. So it is about constructors within a nation, if you will. That's the kind of play, if you will. A good mix at the moment. Let's continue the way T. Smith in the Citroën leads the way. Unsafe release in the Jag for GB, P2, Flying Fro for Japan in 3rd, and down to 4th in the Jaguar. Chat in 2nd Citroën P4. We've got a switchback representing Japan. He's P6. Behind from the Chat and somewhat. Benchmark 24/7. Ron Olsen in also in Japan. So all the Japan cars in the top 8 currently. Not stays in P1. Pagani. Team USA. Currently in P9. Got Panda, who is deputising this week for the look. Hopefully Those issues with connectivity should be sorted next week. With Panda filling in this week, so each team has a reserve driver. We've seen the swap outs if somebody isn't available. Lennon in the third of the Corvettes, holding P12 with Junkie Sports. Citroen 13th. Simon on the Mercedes for Team Germany 14th, and Steph in the third of the Jaguars, currently P15. Doesn't improve on that lap. Lights flashing. T. Smith now has opened that gap up. Pole position to 0.659. So Team France looking very strong in the early running here. This lap then on, so Felice is the nearest charger. He's on a quick lap at the moment. So he went for a bit of a gap. He's also got Mustard behind him. For a slipstream. It was a preemptive one City Posh, to be fair. With his new rig coming on Thursday, he'll be land up with the cable, so fingers crossed. For the new season of GT2, the look will have no connectivity issues. Frome pops himself up into P2 and just comes shy of T. Smith's time. And Junkie Sport has popped himself up into P3, so the man who's responsible for all these stunning liveries, showing the hard work, we've gone to his driving. He's up into P3 there, excellent job from him. Got two Citroens for Team France in the top three. Megatron was shot in P7, so Team France looking very strong at the moment. So Felice bumped down to P4 with the GB cars. Not a circuit he particularly enjoys, so we'll be hoping that Mercedes engine can pull him around to a good result. He had a good run here in the GT1 race a few weeks ago. Hopefully that confidence will be pulling forward to a strong result today. Dirty, he's had a roll off into the gravel. All sitter. Champion T. Smith. From the Shat pops himself up into P3, so France now have got all three cars in the top four. Bumps his teammate down a position. What can Tom do? He pops himself up into P8 now, takes over as the head for Team USA. Excellent lap there from Will. Circuit, got a difficult braking zone here into the right hand, and then you charging up the hill, or T. Smith's very wide there out into the gravel. Easily done. Will not be improving on this lap. Meanwhile, flying through. He is not. I think that's the end of his session. We've got Ron on the flying lap. So qualifying about to come to an end. Can anybody make any late improvements? So Felice P5, Ron P6. Switch back in the foreground. Are any of these guys going to improve? Switchback goes P5. Ron does not improve on P7. Aaron will be P8. Will's coming round. Currently P9. Is he going to improve? He does not. He's staying P9. Pagani currently P11. Improves his lap time but doesn't improve his position. Start P11. Slipstream to blue flag. Got Lennon still on the flying lap here. He is faster, but he's not fast enough to dispossess blue flag from P12. A little bit of deliveries there from Mr. Joe Burns. You can thank Mr. Junkie Sport himself. He is solely responsible for these, and they do look great. Obviously we're missing out on the Italian one, but hopefully next season we'll get to see the Italian ones in all their glory. Lennon improves his lap time, but not enough to move up a position. So there we are in the first pole position and the first points on the board for Team France. T. Smith taking pole position. There is no individual championship for this season. It's all about team games, so we're looking for the most successful nation overall, so points will go towards an overall tally for each nation. There's no individual drivers standings for this, so it's all about teamwork. So we've got 3 lights, we've got 4 lights, we've got 5 lights. Now race 1 is go. Good start from the Citroens. We've got Ross tucked into T. Smith's slipstream. Let's take Froome off the line. Junkie Sport looking to make it 3 French cars in the lead. He's down the inside. And we have a French trio at the front. We do indeed. Contact between a couple of the GB cars. T. Smith leads from Ross from Junkie Sport. France 1, 2, 3. From the shot already flashing the lights. Japan starts to give pursuit. Froome switch back. Rob Melson in P7, unsafe release, mixing it up there. Between Aaron side by side. The CJ's got a little bit wide. Aaron almost into the gravel. And that's dropped him right to the back of the pack there, so a bad start there from Aaron, a circuit he really loves. So he'll now be fighting to get back up the order. So Marge just ahead of him and Steph in the other GB cars. Battling with Lennon. Two USA cars battling with blue flag. Versus America up the hill, going down the inside, monstering the curb. Cars kicking a bit of gravel in the foreground there. So Felice has got himself up into P4 and give chase. Lost that very wide out the final corner. The first lap of the Nations Cup is led by France, and it's a France 1, 2, 3. Junkie Sport, however, leading a train of cars in a slipstream battle down the start-finish straight as they go up the hill towards the braking zone for turn 1. And he hold off the Jag down the inside. Gives him a bit of room on the curves. Oh, we've got Romelson off in the gravel at the exit of turn 1. That's dropped him all the way back down to P12. So Ron making a mistake as well. He's just ahead of the recovering Aaron. He made a mistake on lap 1. Down the inside for P13. Still side by side, flash of the lights from the Jag. Trying to hang on around the outside, allow now the inside for the next corner. Hold on to P12 for now. Now he's got some work to do to recover. Pagani has got the better of blue flag and is now up to P8, giving chase to flying Froome. Lost a little bit of ground after a good start. Switch back now, the lead Japanese car. As CJ Slicks pops himself into P5. Junkie Sport continues to be the bottle in the neck, or cork in the bottleneck, sorry, as his teammates start to run away. T. Smith carries on where he left off last season from GT1, leading the race. Teammate John the Shat, just 1.5 seconds back as the team try to pull away. Junkie Sport on to the final podium spot at the moment. Very good for France at the moment. Versus Germany for P4. Comes CJ. We've got a German in a British car and a British in a German car. Contact there between us, Felice and Junkie Sport. Is he going to go off? Just dips away in the gravel. CJ gets around the outside. And he's now down the inside of Junkie Sport. So the French menage a trois of the podium is broken up. And he's coming back at the inside of the Mercedes now. Leans on the Mercedes man through the corner. Back to P3, sides across the front of the nose, and now here comes unsafe release of the Team GB car again. Bit of bumping and boring now. We've got 2x2 as they come down the hill. Junkie Sport side by side with CJ trying to hang on around the outside. Unsafe release in the slipstream of the Citroen, and flying Froome trying to buy into this as well as they sort themselves out. As you were, and now Team America have join the party as well. In the lead now, T Smith starting to make tracks into the distance. 2.7 seconds, oh, he's wide again for that final corner. It's quite a tricky corner. On the track, continues to lead his teammate Mokotron the Shap, 2.8 seconds in arrears, 2.6 seconds ahead of the third of the Citroens. Leads the train, snaking up start finish straight. It's everybody looking for the slipstream. Sport going defensive, comes back over turn 1 as also Philly goes down the inside. CJ switches back underneath him though. To P4 and now goes on the attack for P3. He's on the grass trying to get up the inside of the Citroen. As Flying Throne possesses safe release for P5. Team Japan coming back at him again now. CJ still probing. Switch back now has got Pagani for company. We've got 6 cars battling for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th position. Behind them we've got another FTRL train going on blue flag leading Ron Elson, Aaron, Panda is 4. And just behind them we've got Len and Steph. Zom has had a moment somewhere just off the back at the moment, but still a long way to go on that 4 of 35. Looking very comfortable though for this man at the moment. T Smith continues to lead, but he's wide again through the final corner. That'll be another penalty. Once again to get some grass as well. These two now 3.8 seconds ahead of the third of the Citroens. Got a bit of breathing space now. So Junkie Sport opened up the gap over Switchback, who's now the nearest challenger. So France 1, 2 and 3. Les Blues. Les Whites in this case. It's Japan giving chase. He's gone deep into 1, just pulls it up in time. The two Japan cars now giving chase. CJ on Frome's tail, a little bit of a gap back now to Pagani, who's P7. Aaron on the safe release. And Rom in hot pursuit. Second charge led by Pagani. Make his way past. Safe release. On recovering after earlier incidents, going wide. Moving now up to P11, sandwiching Steph in the Jag. P13. So he's got ahead of his teammates, so blue flag's had an off somewhere. He's down to P15. Doesn't like the circuit very much. I think unfortunately that's shown he's been caught out somewhere. Dropped to the back of the pack. At the other end of the field there, T Smith. Team France leading the way. It's a very good start for the French nation. And there's Ross on the grass. P2, Junkie Sport continuing to hold on to P3. However, giving chase. Switchback is starting to bring that gap down. So Japan now the nearest challengers to the red, white and blue in the race. Over the crest. Into the braking zone for turn 1. The lights from Switchback as he closes in on the back of Junkie Sport. Giving the shoot, can he get back on terms with the 2 ahead of him? CJ Slicks. And then a little bit of middle ground. Back of Throne, a gap to Pagani, who's still got Aaron and Rom in pursuit. Safe release, dropping back a little bit at the moment. And now closing him down. So he did battle in GT2 last season, Lennon will be stepping up to GT1 this season. Safe release going for the championship in GT2. All back with Panda in P12. We've got Steph in the Jag for Team GB. Blue flag and Zom starting to close on these, so we've got another battle pack forming. One man without a battle pack is this man currently. Got another half-second penalty for the final corner. Team Citroen looking very good at the moment. Team France rather. Leaves Ross getting rid of his penalty as he comes into turn 1. Still Junkie Sport French 1, 2, 3. Lead Japan cars giving chase. 3 now closing up onto the back, switch back. CJ's made a mistake somewhere, I believe. Because Pagani's now P6, on P7, Aaron P8. So release. Has CJ stopped? He's on fresh tyres, so CJ has pitted. Soft tyres. As has Zom, so 2 of the German cars have pitted for fresh rubber. Kicking up the grass. T. Smith pushing on. Getting onto the grass at the final corner. Not quite so bad that time though, but it's not the quickest line. As you can see there, the Citroen's out on the super soft tyres, and look at how kind this car is on its tyres. 8 laps in, some of the guys running on the soft tyres are pitting as Flying Throne pits from P5. See the tyre wear on, say, Switchback's front right tyre. He's on the racing soft tyre, and his tyre wear on that front right corner is significantly worse than the car ahead of it, the Citroen, which is on super soft tyre. So the Citroen's able to run the softest compound, and obviously the quickest, make it last as well. So the Citroen's very kind on their tyres when they're driven right. You can see, however, slightly disproportionate wear. So the Team France car is kind of has equally worn its front and rear right side tyres, while the Team Japan car behind him has a lot of wear on the front right, but on the right rear a lot less wear. For P5 now, it's Pagani side by side with Rom coming down the hill. On the inside to the braking zone, they go side by side. And the car race up the hill. American muscle keeps Pagani in front for now, but Rom's going to try and run around the outside. Slightly more nimble than Mitsubishi. Still side by side. Aaron in the background, the Jaguar looking to buy into this as well. Still moving side by side, Pagani over the curb. Rom runs it right round the outside. Still side by side, now going to go 3 wide. As Aaron bails out into the pits. Pagani follows him in as well, also for Lee's pits. So Team GB and America into the box. Blue flag P13 is also a lot of stops happening now for the first time. CJ, after his pit stop, taking P7 away from Lennon. Systems to fight back. Really looking very difficult at the moment to stop Team France. His pit stop is now P6, so we've got Team France 1, 2, 3, Team Japan 4, 5 and 6. This Flying Throne sets the fastest first sector. Seems to slow down on his teammate Rom, yet to stop. Until lap 9, so we're approaching 1/3 distance. Currently in the purple middle sector there from Flying Throne. So the Team Japan man is now flying on some fresh rubber. Some of the fuel. Switchback pits, Rom pits as well. So P5 peel off into the pit lane. That releases Throne up into P4 to give pursuit. He sets the fastest lap of the race. CJ, with the early stoppers, comes through. Persevering on his soft tyre. And taking them 10 laps. Goes into P6, switch back out of the pits into P7. Pagani comes up to start, finish straight. And we'll give pursuit. Japan man, Aaron P9, so now P10, blue flag P11, Rom after his pit stop, not in P12, safe release down in P13, and on FTRL Panda, posted up Steph, who's just been to the pits. Some super soft tyres. He's now P15. T. Smith seems to leave wide again. He's on the grass again. Doing some charity work there, cutting the grass. He carries on for another lap on these super soft tyres. You can see how good the wear is compared to a lot of the other cars further back who are on either compound tyre. His teammate Megatron the Shat. And Junkie Sport in P3, so you can see his tyre wear quite a bit higher, and 2 ahead of him, but he carries on for another lap. Lennon peels off from P6. Top 3 drivers on super soft tyres and making them last. From Pursuit, he's on the soft compound tyre, so a slightly harder compound. Still plenty of grip, but a little bit more longevity. Mitsubishi, a 4-wheel drive car, so it will be slightly more tyre wear. Times 25.5. Race leader did a 26.5, so he took a second out of T. Smith on that lap. So he's flying at the moment. How much longer does T. Smith carry on before he pits for fresh tyres? Is he going to go again? He is indeed. So it looks as if he's going to try and split this race into 3. So we'll expect him in maybe this time around to get a 2-stop race. So the Team France man, Ross, 4 seconds in arrears. Comfortably so in P2 with Junkie Sport in P3. A little bit more warm up front right, pushing a little bit harder, and in the background, looming closer and closer, is the lead Japan car of Flying Throne. A little bit further back, CJ Slicks, lead man for Team Germany. P5 switchback after his pit stop P6. He has held off the charging pack behind him, led by Pagani. Continues to do battle with his GT1 teammate Aaron in the Jag. He's in P9 and just getting ahead of Unso Felice, fending off the advances. Team United Kingdom car. Lennon in P12, blue flag 13th. Lennon stopped P14, and Steph trying to play catch up in 3rd of the Team United Kingdom cars. T. Smith, race leader, into the pits. So this is the first stop for the race leaders. Is Tom sweaty for this too? Probably Michael, yeah. So fresh set of tyres go on. Megatron the Shat in as well, so the top 2 in, and Junkie Sport makes it around 3. Flying Throne takes over at the front for Team Japan. So for the first time in the race we have something other than a French car leading the race. T. Smith comes out in P2 with CJ looming up behind him. His time's up to temperature as quick as he can. Mercedes will be on him quickly. Over CJ, he's got the fuel warning lights. He will probably be in this lap. Switchback in hot pursuit. Aaron has got the better of Pagani for P6. They're on in P8. Junkie Sport out in P9. French cars now running in 2nd, 4th and 9th. The pit stops start to take effect. 30, so just over 1/3 distance. Behind him. Some on blue flag running in formation, P12 and 13. And giving chase. And Steph P15. CJ pits from P3, obviously almost out of fuel, so he had to be in this lap. German car into the pits. Through goes Megatron the Shap. Through goes Switchback. Through goes Aaron. Through goes Pagani. So the Team Germany car return to the track. Through comes. Through goes Junkie Sport. Through goes Panda. Should just hold off on Safe Release, who he was battling with earlier in the race. P10, Panda and chases. Junkie Sport closes in on the back of Rom Elson. So on Team France to chase Team Japan. Goes to the personal best in Sector 1. P7 further up the road. The battle continues between UK and USA. And we're now ahead of the American Charger. Switchback giving pursuit to Megatron the Shat. Both those guys were in Div 2 last season. Megatron the Shat will be stepping up to GT1 this season. So we'll see him racing on Friday. Switchback was going for the championship in GT2. Ross sets a personal fastest lap. Switchback able to improve on his lap time. T. Smith on a solid P2. He's pulled out another couple of seconds on his teammates. The gap between the two Citroens, 8.6 seconds. Closes in on the back of Flying Frame, who's now got his fuel light flashing, so expect him in this lap. 26.3 last time. T. Smith did a 24.8, the fastest lap of the race. So Tom is charging. Frames going to the pit. Why is there a wrench next to my name? It's a spanner, Michael, and it's because, well, that. So race leader comes through the final couple of corners. There's a little bit of dirt. You should see him peel right into the pit lane. He does. We'll see T. Smith take back over as the race leader. John Shack comes out at the final corner. He will inherit P2. Takes over from his teammate as lead Japan charge. And Pagani still locked together. Charge up, start, finish straight. There's Froome just coming out behind them. P6. Background we've got Ron and Junkie Sport closing in behind him as well. Still holding off Junkie Sport. Citroen not able to find a way through yet. Starting on the softer, faster compound tyre. To the inside there, Ron just holding off for now. Junkie Sport losing a little bit of time here. And CJ Slicks is closing in against CJ, leading the Germany charging P9. He's closing onto the back of what was a net P3. Obviously with the pit stop cycles, different strategies, it's a little bit hard to tell where everybody sits now, other than the top two. Slightly different pit strategies. P10 keeping a watching eye. Goes ahead trying to get involved in those battles. Spot trying to go around the outside of Rob now. A bit wide there, he's in the gravel, and that's going to cost him a position to CJ. So a blink from Team France. And CJ now ahead of him on track. Can Junkie Sport settle down and recover? Back after his man. So Felix in P11 with blue flag charging after him. He's about to peel off into the pit lane. Now comes round the final corner. P14. The GV and Steph giving pursuit to him. The race leader now, T. Smith, now has 10 seconds over his teammate in P2. Very easy for Team France at the moment, for the top two anyway, first and second. Switch back there, giving a good account of himself in P3. 4.5 seconds off the back of the second of the Team France cars. Comes up the hill, keeps his job quite nicely with the Lancer. As the FTRL TV star extraordinaire. The battle for P4 continues. And Pagani still locked together. And still ahead. Pagani a little bit wide there. So they go to the grass, you see which tyre wear is the front right though, and behind them flying Frome catching up quite rapidly now. I think Aaron's going to peel off. Does Pagani. Frome goes for a little bit of slipstream but carries on. So Frome back up into P4, and it's now 2 French cars leading 2 Japanese cars. CJ now up into P5. The Sport has cleared Rom Elson finally. So can he go about getting back positions? He was pulling into P3 earlier on. Varying pit strategies, he now finds himself in P6. 25 seconds off the back of his lead teammate. Pagani has leapfrogged Aaron in the pits. A lag there, not quite sure where Pagani is. He's on the back of his teammate. Well, Lennon let his teammate through, right down the inside. Comfortable move there. And Pagani takes over as the lead charger for Team USA. Aaron now coming up to make a move as well. Can he find a way past? Come down the hill. Good slipstream from here. Oh, that's quick in a straight line though. This is the Jag. Not going to look here. Break this glowing red. A little bit of touch in the back there. Gets a good run up the hill. Goes to the outside. Trying to go the long way around. Meets the Corvette on the apex. Fresher tyres. He's going to be able to go around the outside. He does. Great move there from Aaron. Up into P10. Around the outside of the Corvette. And he goes back off in pursuit. The lead Corvette, Pagani. Battle to be renewed. Pit stops for Unsafe Release, Switchback, and Rom Elson. Switchback out in P6. He's just ahead of Pagani and Aaron still. There they come over the brow behind them. He's out in P6. That promotes Junkie Sport back up to P5. CD up to P4 and Flying Frome to P3. A lonely race out the front for 2/3 of Team France. Team Smith 11.1 seconds into the lead. Look at those lap times for the last few laps: 1:25.2, 1:25.4, 1:25.5, 1:25.3. 2 per second each lap. This time 25.9, so just a little bit off that time. Up another penalty at the final corner there for running a little bit wide. Frome doing a 24.9 this time around. It's his personal best, just 31 thousandths. As his laps of Frome still pushing. He is 19 seconds in arrears of the race leading Citroen. I feel that both cars probably have at least one more pit stop to make. Junkie Sport now up to P4 as CJ has pit. Back P5, Pagani P6, Aaron trying to chase him down P7. CJ out of the pits into P8, just ahead of Lennon. Ron is P10 after his pit stop. Under in P11, blue flag P12, unsafe release, fresh out the pits, to P13, Zom into the pits from P15, and Steph will take P14 away from him. Mercedes stops. good for Team France here for some strong points from the opening race. Currently sitting first, second and fourth. Sport's got about 9 seconds to make up on throw to make it a 1-2-3 again. The question is how many more pit stops is Team Japan planning on having. So that picked up a half-second penalty. Maintaining a 1.5-second lead in the lead charge of a Team United Kingdom. Shoot. He's also got Team Germany closing in on him. CJ fresh out of the pits. Fresh soft tyres. Again, because he's not got a lot of fuel in there, so trying to make the most of having fresh tyres with a light fuel load. Stop again, not too far away. The strategy being deployed by CJ. Battles at the moment. Lennon just out of the pits. He's got one safe release closing down and just dips a tyre into the gravel, but that's okay. Steph P14. So this pit stop is P15. T. Smith continues on his way. We'll stop again in the next couple of laps based on the first stop on lap 12. Expect him to stop again on lap 24. Give him 11 laps to the finish. Split the race pretty much into 3 equal parts. France have done an excellent job today in 1 and 2. 2 and 3 early on. Rome has managed to get in between them though, but Junkie Sport's still a very solid P4. 9 seconds ahead of the second of the Team Japan cars. Switchback. Does have Pagani just closing down on him a little bit. Aaron now has his mirrors full of Team Germany's CJ Slicks. Moving through there using that fuel load. Aaron shuts the door at his face though. No gifts being given. Down the hill. Still trying to close down that gap to Pagani. Still got 1.5, 1.6 seconds between Aaron and Pagani. CJ looking for a way past. Some fresh tyres. He's got half a tank of fuel, so he will be quick at this phase of the race. Hashtag Vive la France. Vive la France indeed. Looking look very easy at the moment then. Out of the final corner they come. CJ tucks into the slipstream of Aaron. Team Germany. Put one over on England. Team GB rather. Goes to the outside and defends the inside. He's going to have to go around the long way. Puts across and moves on to P7 for now. Shoot in P9 and they're in the second of Team USA. Blue flag recovered to 11th after an early mishap, though he goes off again at the exit turn 1. Comes a little time, then in P12. See if Felice trying to close him down. Another USA car being chased by a Team United Kingdom car. Steph in 14th and it's on just the back of Ross, yeah, in P15. This leader though, 12.9 seconds, that gap continues to grow. Blue light is on, so the Team France man likely to pit this lap. Probably that will be his second and final stop. Turn 1, gap behind now down to just 4.5 seconds, so Froome is on a charge. He'd be looking to try and match the pit strategy of the Citroens ahead of him. Quick driver, he has been closing that gap down. He's on the same strategy. I expect him to keep closing that gap down. Can he get second place on the podium? He got the gap down a couple of seconds to the race leader as well, but Tom probably just managing his pace. As you can see, he's got quite high tyre wear at this stage of the race. This will be his in-lap. Into the 126's the last couple of laps, but 26.0, 26.0, 26.3, 26.5. Still metronomically consistent. And he peels right into the pits, so for his second and probably final stop. Does his teammate follow suit? To the grass again through the final corner. Very tricky final corner here at Sardegna B. Or Sardegna, sorry. As well. Flying Frame is going to continue, so he will inherit the lead of the race. Now, how much longer does he go? He's now got the fuel flashing light, so expect him in this time around. He's going to look to do a 10-lap sprint to the end. Is he going to go onto the super soft tyres? P2 switchback is going to drop in P3 as Ross comes out of the pits. Further back, Pagani now being pursued by his mortal enemy. Let's close that gap. He's disposed of Aaron. P6. Back for P4, 5, 6 and 7. Rages on, switch back a little bit wide there. Turn 4. Maintains 1.3 second gap back to Pagani. Got Mercedes Germany car closing him down. Well, the CJ's fuel light is on, so expect the Mercedes man to pit this lap. And just hanging on to the coattails in P7. A little further back, we've got Rom in a very lonely P8. And then now P9. Junkie Sport has pitted for the second and final time. Blue flag continues to hold P11, then in P12, unsafe release P13, it's on P14 and Steph in the pits. So from pits, T. Smith re-inherits the lead. Shat coming through as well, she'll take P2. Question is, where does Frome come out? There he comes. Switchback will take P3 for the moment at least. Frome in P4. So the gap still 17.6 to the leader. And it's still about 4 seconds to Mogatron the Shat as well. So Frome, fresh set of softs. He has a chance here if he can chase down Mogatron the Shat. He's got about 4 seconds to make up. What's the gap before they pitted? Now P5, so all 3 Team Japan cars in the top 5. 3rd, 4th and 5th again, the nearest challengers to Team France. And there is due a pit stop now in P6. Junkie Sport battling with Aaron, CJ and Pagani, so Aaron's now leapfrogged those around him. Looking to do some serious fuel saving because he's got quite a bit less fuel than Pagani and CJ as Aaron underfueled the car. That will be his last pit stop, and he's now on the tail of Junkie Sport in the 3rd Team France car. To the outside. Now cuts back for the inside using the Jaguar's power. Gets down the inside. Going to go door handle to door handle. Team France car hangs on around the outside. Great move there for Junkie Sport. Great defence. He's going to go a little bit wide there through the final corner onto the grass. Looks for the slipstream off Panda, who dives into the pits. We've got a 4-car battle. These cars have all, I think, all stopped for the final time. And down the inside of Junkie Sport. Junkie Sport hangs on around the outside. For now, but the Team GB car all over the back of Team France and Germany and USA in this battle as well. So 4 of our 5 nations battling hard. Further row P3 now belongs to Flying Frome. He's dispossessed of his teammate, and he has set off in pursuit of Team France. Gap is 3 seconds. He's got 8 laps in which to catch and pass the second of the Citroens. T. Smith is away and gone, 14 seconds in the lead. Battle continues meanwhile back to this battle for P6, which is the big battle on track at the moment. Junkie Sport continuing to hold on. Aaron though right up behind him. Further back, CJ and Pagani go side by side. Pagani gets the vet down the inside. Squeeze onto the edge, gets the overtake done. CJ tries to cut back, get a run down the straight. Pagani kicks a little bit of dirt. We've got the Aaron and Junkie Sport side by side. Citroen is quick in a straight line, but that Jaguar I think is a little bit quicker. Takes P5, Pagani holding off CJ behind them, so Aaron up into P5 now. Junkie Sport having a good exit from one. He's all over the back of the Team United Kingdom car again. Ron has pitted for the final time. He's out into P9. Can he do anything about those guys? He's got about 4.7 seconds to close to that group of 4. They are battling, so he could close up and make that a 5-way. And we'd have every nation battling. Under P10, blue flag P11. Lennon P12, unsafe release just behind him P13, Stefan P14 and Zom P15. Battle for P2 starting to close up as well. That gap is now 1.5 seconds. So Frome has got the magnets on. And Team France is 1-2. He's starting to look at risk. Switchback has pitted and come out in a safe P4. A little bit wide there. Him into the final corner. Best dirty tyres on the outside, but I mean he would have got a little bit of understeer there. That's going to give Junkie Sport a run on him. Pagani and CJ tucked in as well. So these 4 continuing to squabble. It's quite close enough, although CJ's going to look up the inside into turn 1. It's a ball with his contact. Germany can't go through. He lets Pagani back through though. Bit of a forceful move there. Slightly outbroke himself. He's just lost them a little bit of time to the Team France and Team GB cars, and all that is letting Rom Elson close up within 3 seconds. So we could have all 5 nations battling. P 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 very shortly. And we're back off the battle for P2. Gap closes ever more. It's now just over a second, but just under a second now. Frome is coming. Here come Team Japan. About to spoil the Team France party. John the Shack goes for the slipstream off the Team GB Jaguar. Tries to get as much an advantage as he can. Just about breaking away from Junkie Sport. And further back Pagani. So they thought again about looking at the inside there. Thinks better of it this lap. Come up onto the back somewhat. And with the Team Germany man going to play this into the favour of his teammate CJ. Back up Team GB, Team France cars. Pagani and CJ are bridging that gap to Junkie Sport. Team UK just starting to get away slightly. Team USA and Team Germany closing down on Team France's 3rd car. The yellow flag. P2 is on. So he's had a pull out the final corner, thrown down the inside. Side by side at the start, finish straight. He's got P2. He's got the inside for turn 1. Ross trying to hang on around the outside. Frome gives him racing room. Come out the corner, still side by side. Team Japan man has the inside for the next corner, and into P2 he goes. Aaron pits. That breaks up this battle. Didn't have enough fuel. Now we're left with a 3-car battle. 5. Sport holds on at the moment. Pagani looking up the inside. CJ busy in his mirror as well. He's down the inside of the Citroen. Opens the door. CJ tries to follow him through. They're going to go 3 wide. Pagani in the outside. CJ in the middle. Racing room given by all. That's good driving from all 3. Somehow Team France come back out in P5. Team USA down the inside. Germany in the middle again. Background Team Japan series down the middle. There's contact from both sides. And all the squabbling. Team Japan car is near enough there now as well. It's going to back to having a 4-car squabble. On to lap 32 we go. T. Smith coming with 16 seconds from P2. Still got Megatron the Shat in close proximity though. This battle is not over yet. P2 not decided. CJ pits from P8. So he didn't have enough fuel either. Again we're down to a 3-car battle for P5. Sport continues to hold the lead of this battle. Pagani in pursuit for Team USA. Junkie Sports had a very poor exit for turn 1 there. Pagani trying to get up the inside. Turn 4 and turn 5, can't find a way through, and now he's got his mirrors full of Team Japan's Ron Elson. 3 Team France cars in the top 5, all 3 Team Japan cars in the top 7. In the outlier is the guy now in P5, that's Pagani getting round the outside of Junkie Sports. A great move there. Back down the inside though. Bit of oversteer as he gets on the power. Rom's trying to buy into this as well now. Junkie Sports tries to shut the door, but Rom's up the inside. Bit of door handle to door handle banging. Rom gets up the inside. Junkie Sports trying to run around the outside. I've seen him do this once already. Rom gets in front into the final corner and takes the position away. 33. Oh, Aaron catching a huge tank slapper. We've come back and find him in P8. CJ a little bit further back. Panther now also keeping an eye on these 2. P10, blue flag P11. Lennon in P12. So for these 13th. Prototype Steph 14th. And some cutting some grass in P15. Race leader meanwhile about to start his penultimate lap. 16 seconds to the good. Battle for P2 continues to rage on though. Frome continues to hold P2. Megatron the Shat, however, right there with him. It's not over yet. Switch back in a lonely P4. But good points for Team Japan. Really taking the fight to Team France. This battle for P5, 6 and 7 rages on. Guy's tyres looking very much past their best. On a lot fresher tyres now. He's trying to come around the outside, on the top of the hill. Going to go the long way around. He's got the traction. Pagani's got the inside line. But Rom is just going to drive right around the outside. Great move there, Pagani just off the track a little bit, and that's allowed Junkie Sport back up the inside. There's 2 places and 2 corners lost. Rom across the grass at the final corner. That will compromise his run, and now here comes Junkie Sport. Looking to get back into the top 5. Slipstreams down the start finish. They go up the hill over the crest, looking for a gap on the inside. Rom shuts the door. He wants, he's going to have to go around the long way. Tries to switch back up the inside. Rom just carries enough momentum. A bit of a banging door panels there though. Let's open the door. Rom trying to hang on around the outside. and holds on to P5 for now. Jockey Sport down the inside again though. They're going to touch. A little bit of contact opens the door. Pagani's still there. He's now down the inside of Junkie Sport and back up into P6. Terrific scrap here between Team France, Team America and Team Japan. Rom trying to make his escape. Junkie Sport getting his elbows out. Pagani's got the inside though for the braking set at the bottom of the hill. Citroen goes round the outside. Got better tyres, gets better traction up the hill. And he holds on to P6 for now. Final lap for the race leaders. T. Smith is away and gone. 16.8 seconds. Frome still P2. Megatron the Chat though right with him. He'll be looking for one more opportunity. Switch back in a very lonely P4. Rom trying to make escape. Oh, Junkie Sport across the grass into the wall. That's going to give him a poor run down the start finish straight. Here comes the Corvette. Goes to the inside. Get the slipstream off the Team Japan car. And on the run up to turn 1, Team America back up into P6. Junkie Sport trying to go around the long way. Pagani shutting the door in his face. And cutting some grass. Out of the final corner though, and the winner of the first ever FTRL Nations Cup is your reigning GT1 champion, representing Team France. T. Smith brings home the victory for France. Frome has just about seen off the advances of the second of Team France cars. He will come home P2. It's a great fight back there from Frome. He takes P2 for Team Japan. Megatron the Chat for Team France comes home P4. Switchback in a lonely P4. Go back quickly so we can join the battle for P6. It's USA versus France. Oh, a bit of elbows out there from Team USA. And that's Pagani through. So Rom will come home in P5. It's 3 Team Japan cars in the top 5. Great effort from them. Team USA's lead charge comes home P6. P7 for Junkie Sport for Team France. P8 the lead Team United Kingdom car of Aaron. P9 is CJ for Team Germany. P10 for FTRL Panda for Team USA. Just holds off blue flag for Team Germany. And then rounds the final corner for the third of the Team USA cars. And with Steph and Zomwar finished already, our final finisher, P13 for Team GB, is unsafe release. So there we have it then. It is team for first blood to Team France as T. Smith takes the victory. However, Team Japan, excellent effort from them with second, fourth and fifth. So, the first ever race of FTRL Nations Cup, and Team France strike first blood. Very easy for T. Smith this week. That Citroen really suiting this circuit, and he was able to drive away from the field. So next week then will be the first of our double points races. And it will be Team Germany who will have the first opportunity to score double points. This is the first of our Group 3 races as well, so we will see the second group of cars. Which one will they choose as they aim for a big points haul? Of course, they drive the blue flag. It's one of his favourite circuits, so expect to see him gunning for victory next time out. So, thank you very much for joining us for the first ever race of our Nations Cup. Some great action on track. And 7 more weeks of it to come before we will crown our first ever victorious nation. So thank you very much for joining us. Please do give the stream a like, that helps us out a lot as well. Thank you very much for that. Obviously the tables will be out, and keep an eye on our Twitter at FTRL_GT Sport for updates going forward for next week. But thank you very much for joining us for tonight, and that is the end of the coverage. We will see you tomorrow, where we've got the return of F1 rounds 9 and 10, Abu Dhabi and Bahrain. So the F1 circus flies out to the Middle East. And then on Thursday and Friday it is the return of GT2 and GT1 respectively, with a whole new plethora of cars to be looking out for. So all change in GT1 and GT2. A few guys going up, a few guys going down as well, so new drivers in new categories and all to play for. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, and we will see you tomorrow for F1 and Thursday and Friday for GT2 and GT1.